Alright, here's one for you Volkswagen guys. We got a late model 1600 block here. It's got a really nice looking deck on it, and got the inserts in the case. Let's see what this is. Some of you guys like the numbers. It's AK case. AK. Allen King. It's got the big oil cooler passage. It's got the Boss there for the late model oil cooler on it. So let's go ahead and rip this thing apart and get this one in the rotation to freshen it up. And try to get this taken apart for these mosquitoes carrying me away. Let me go grab a fan real quick. That'll help mosquitoes. Alright, so we're gonna knock the pistons out first. Snap ring pliers. Got little clips. We'll squeeze. They're not snap rings, they're just a clip type clip. Gonna put rings in. You want to keep track of these because they don't they'll come with new piston cylinders, but you know, you're not going to replace the piston cylinders, you gotta not lose them. This is a core motor from Roy in Lakeland, and this is a Mexican motor. The dishes and the pistons. It's a low compression engine from the factory. There you go. So we won't need as much shim. We won't use these piston cylinders over though. I'm going to put new ones on. And we'll end up using the shims under the cylinders. Lower the compression down. Get it to where it'll run on today's gas. There we go. So a lot of you guys get your heaters running. That's my AC running in the background there. Still hot here. There's one. Those down on the ground. We won't be using those. We'll be going with the news. I don't like to use old pistons just because they, you know, they get weathered and you don't know what the life history is and how many cycles they got. And I'm standing in the camera, I know. There we go. We need a bigger hammer for that one. Gave it what I had, Scotty. It's all up to the hammer now. Very tight. We got it moving though. We got it moving. Barely. Gave it up. There it goes. Gave it up. Another tight one. I might have to get an assistant. Son of a bitch. Usually aren't this tight, but sometimes. There you go. It's not looking too easy right now, is it? I don't even know you're still on the frame. This stand's wanting to get away from me. Hey, there it goes. Whew, that was a lot of work, guys. I need to clean this shit up. AS41 case. Alrighty. Alrighty. On my reducer. There it is. I'll get that pulley off first. So I need the air chisel for that. Wrong socket. AC pulley. You know it's an AC motor. Can't get the flywheel there. Holy shit, the AC finally kicked off. I don't even want to know what that bill is going to be. Yep, you guys all have heaters running and we're still wasting money on AC. Go. You guys aren't too bored with these Volkswagen motors. I know some of you guys like them. Grab another Alright, now on these pulleys, you know, if you're inclined to oh, I got all this glue here, can't get any washers off. If you want to save the pulley, obviously, you know, you're going to have to buy a pulley removal tool, and that hooks into the two front grooves on this and will pull the pulley off sometimes. So most of the time what happens is it bends those grooves and you end up losing the pulley anyway. So I'll try to get it off with two pry bars, and if I'm unsuccessful at that, then I just usually replace the pulley with a new one. Usually I like to put a degree pulley on my motors. You know, you just get a little bit of a more accurate idea of where the timing's at with a degree pulley, and so that's the main reason I use them. And then a lot of times, you know, we're dealing with a part that's been on the motor for, you know, 20, 30 years in service, and they're just time to replace. A lot of times the pulleys are done. So just make sure you look at the pulley, you know, make sure it's not too rusted to use over, and the groove's not worn in it, and all that good stuff. Pulleys are pretty cheap. I like the scat pulleys. They're a little more money than the other brands, but they seem to be a little better quality. They're closer to the old Santana pulleys, and those are really nice, the old ones. So, all right, let me zap these strainer plate bolts off real quick. Nuts, I mean. So this will be the next motor we get rid of. It'll be a 1600 dual port. And we'll go ahead and build this one on the YouTube together. Do a set of heads. Got some new piston cylinders, a reground crank, and some rebuilt rods, some new lifters, new camshaft, new oil pump, the basic stuff. We'll build us a long block and put it up on the shelf for sale. So let's try to get that pulley off next. I should say, let's just get the pulley off. We're not going to try to. So we'll use the two screwdrivers and gently pry with even pressure. And if it comes off, we'll save it, and if it don't come off, we'll get it off the other way. Now we're going to get it off the other way because it's pretty damn rusty anyway. Not a lot to save there. So save some wasted motion. Close your ears for a minute. This isn't the new one like James Freddy's got. It's the old noisy one. A lot of times that's easier on the pulley too, you know, just little scuff right there, and it keeps the pulley, you know, there's less bending on the pulley that way. So hopefully we can get this part before it gets too much later. Mosquitoes won't kill us. They're not too bad yet. That oil pump real quick. So I can find my socket. There we go. Inside and right in front of me. Oh! Some bitch. Didn't get him enough. And we got a wrench. The last couple of these got that plastic on them, you know, the plastic down. Usually the lock nut goes up, I know, but on an oil pump, you know, it goes down. No washer. So, I guess the idea behind that is this plastic gets down in there and seals that off, you know. Oil pump, get that out of there. We'll definitely be going to a bigger pump. This is stock 26 millimeter, and it's pretty small for today's you know, driving conditions. You want to try to get, you know, if you're going to use the pump, I guess it's important. I'm not using it, so I don't want to damage the case. It's the only thing I'm worried about. So just gently move it out and pry on this part of the case and push the pump out. Once you get it loose, you can just rock it back and forth and it should come out pretty easy. Alright, so we got our pump off. We got our case 6 bolts off, our main studs. I think we got all our case bolts. We'll flip it over and check it out one more time. That one's off. You always want to check that one on the back side. This is my dangerous stand here. Dangerous Dave. Now when the flywheel's on, this is a good opportunity to use the stud and the flywheel to separate the case halves. So, again, you know, you always want to make sure you go back through here and check, you know, make sure you got all your bolts off. And we're looking good. These are the hidden ones back in here, you know, that most people miss. And we're good to go. Let's go ahead and pry it up. We're not going to worry about our lifters because we're going to go with new ones. Putting that down. There we go. And I like to use the keyway. You know, if you position the crank where the keyway's right here, you can use the keyway for some leverage to pry on. And then come right over here in the bottom of the case. There's a little ledge. Just work it up. Like I said, you can use this flywheel as a pretty good tool. The flywheel's still on the motor. That's pretty much it. I think we're loose. A little bit on this dowel pin right here. We're loose. We got one lifter tool. I don't know how good this is going to come out. It's getting sort of dark. We'll pop that in there, save the front ones, and pull it on up here. There go the lifters. So there we go. We dropped one, not too bad. Get you guys off the stand here, give you a look inside. So there we go. That's what the core motor usually looks like, you know. Cam's rusted, and what I do with these is, you know, I'll drop them and break the gear off the end of the cam so nobody ever uses that again. So, because it's no good. But a lot of guys will grab those and regrind them, and then you got issues with valve train and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of shellac in here, a lot of dirtiness, but we'll get that all cleaned up. We'll pull that crank out, send that off and have it turned, and ooh, maybe we won't send that crank off and have it turned. There's our why we're not running. Got a bad rod on this one, so we'll just pull this crank assembly out and get a whole new assembly. Hang on a minute here. I think I might have just cut you guys off. Anyway, here we go. Crank's out. Main bearing's trash. It doesn't feel too bad on the saddle. You know, it's pretty. It's got a groove. It might need a line bore. I don't like that kind. And we'll see. We'll get it cleaned up and see what she looks like, and we'll go from there. So I did a little work on this today. Not that this video is not long enough. I'll give you a quick shot. You know, there you guys, the other side. Did a little more grinding up in there, and so I'll go ahead and turn this off. You guys wanted a Volkswagen one? There you go.